Dana.
Some on the far left are taking heat for failing to acknowledge the peace deal, and that includes squad members who repeatedly called for a ceasefire. Trey Gowdy is here with us now. I just want to have a little flashback to all of this. It's call for one here. Watch.
I am a co-sponsor of the ceasefire resolution. This is not war. This is chaos.
We are calling for an end of this violence, not a break in the violence. The temporary pauses are not enough. We need a permanent ceasefire now. We need an end to the genocide.
That is why we are here. An end to this one-sided war, an end to the weapon sales, and asking for a ceasefire. Ceasefire now!
And they weren't asking for the hostages to be released in addition to that. But anyway, Eli Lake from the Free Press wrote that the hostages return home and the lies fall apart. For the ceasefire now crowd, the end of the fighting has been a bit of a drag. While everybody else was very joyous, they were very quiet yesterday, Trey.
Yeah, and you know, quite honestly, I think President Trump deserves a Nobel Prize for doing something no one else has been able to do, which is get the squad to be quiet. The only one who said anything equated the release of Palestinian murderers with hostages who had to witness murder. The only member of the squad who said anything. So, look, everyone, Obama, Clinton, even Chuck Schumer, every reasonable person realizes this is historic. And what Donald Trump has done, whether you like him or you don't, but the squad's hatred for both President Trump and the Jews is so powerful, they can't even bring themselves to congratulate him for ending a war. It's really sad. I mean, if you study psychology, it's sad that they hate someone and a group of people this much.
Zoran Mamdani had a big rally in the northern neighborhood here in Manhattan. Big rally. He may be the mayor 3 weeks from today. We'll see how the vote goes. He issued a statement, didn't mention the president by name, and called for an end to the genocide. Here's part of that. I'll read it for you, Trey. He said, today's scenes of Israelis and Palestinians are profoundly moving. We cannot look away. We must work toward a future built upon justice, one without occupation and apartheid. How does that ring with you, one without occupation and apartheid?
Pretty hollow. That's the downside to democracy, Bill, is every now and again you get a leader like this. So this is what I would tell people in New York. There are lots of other really, really nice cities, Dallas and Charlotte and Greenville and Charleston. We will even build a graffiti park and we'll put some scented marijuana in the air so people feel at home. But if New Yorkers want to leave New York and go to a city that is not led by someone who cannot even bring himself to mention the name of someone who hasn't done anything, it hadn't been done in 3,000 years. The president's right about that. Hadn't been done in 3,000 years. No one thought it could be done. He did it, and Mamdani cannot even bring himself to congratulate Trump. And he continues to equate Hamas with Israelis. I mean, look at his statement. He can't even bring himself to say, thank God hostages were released, some of whom are, you know, have no children now, some of whose spouses have been killed, but he can't even do that without equating it to Palestinian prisoners who were serving, in some cases, life sentences for murder. But this is who New York wants. I mean, they have a choice between a Marxist who hates Jews and a guy who can't keep his hands off of women. So if you don't want to live in a city like that, there are other places in the U.S.
You know, the other thing that Mamdani could have done is called on Hamas to not fire on and execute Palestinians who they claim were dissidents. That's been barely covered in the press. In the meantime, let me ask you one other thing, because this story continues. Along with Mamdani, New York Attorney General Letitia James, now under indictment herself for mortgage fraud. She was at his rally last night. Watch here.
We see powerful voices trying to silence truth and punish dissent, and yes, weaponize justice for political gain. You see, I know what it feels like to be attacked for just doing your job, but I also know what it feels like to overcome adversity. And so I stand on solid rock, and I will not bow, I will not break, I will not bend.
do you think of that, Trey?
I think the irony is crushing. She ran for office literally promising to target Donald Trump. Literally, that's how she became the Attorney General, is promising to prosecute someone. And now that she's on the other side of the V in U.S. versus, I would love to get to a day where nobody is prosecuting their political enemies. They prosecute fact patterns and not people. I'll just say this. I hope the judges are more fair to her than they were to Donald Trump in New York. But sometimes you get, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. She ran for office literally targeting Donald Trump, and now she's on the receiving end of it.
So
it was wrong when she did it.
Yeah.
So, look, I hope we can get back to the old days.
Said she put him behind bars. Her campaign was based on that. That neighborhood is Washington Heights for our viewers at home. Mamdani may rack up 60% of the vote in that neighborhood. At least, I say. So we'll be watching that come election night. Thank you, Trey. Nice to see you today.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.